On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, we talk about why I spent $20,000 on a brand new engine, and we build my new R8. Shouldn't take long. Let's get into it. What is going on, guys? I'm Watch Chair Go, and today we are here with this 1/24th scale Audi R8 V10 model that I bought while I was picking up that $20,000 engine that is actually a $25,000 engine, and Audi of Wichita gave me a pretty healthy discount on there. So we're going to talk about that, try to answer all the questions that you guys had in the comments, and try to put this together. Look at that. It's got the engine I wish I had. So much better. Anyway, this seems like a relatively simple model, so hopefully we can just crank through that at the same time. And one of the coolest things is this kit has 2 sets of wheels and only 1 set of rubbers though. So either way, this is gonna be pretty sweet. Pretty sure we're gonna put black on the car because yellow always works with black wheels. And there's no side blades on the car either. This appears to be the side blade. It has fake carbon side blades on this guy. So I'm gonna get this all unboxed here real quick. Then we can get into talking about the engine here. It also comes with this awesome looking, it looks like the gummy packaging from Lifesavers gummies, and it's just filled with Audi wheels. I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and get the black wheels popped out and answer the first question here, because it's been asked about 100 million times since I bought my R8 V8 with the Heffner twin turbo kit. That question is, why do you LS swap it? Well, it's a very, very, very simple answer there. Oh wow, these are actually staggered sizes. The rears are way meatier than the fronts right there. Kind of cool. The answer to the why don't you LS swap your Audi R8 is it would devalue the car into oblivion. I'd say this car would go from being worth about $75,000 when I'm done to being worth about, I don't know, $10,000, $20,000 when it's back on the road. So pretty simple. That's why I'm never going to LS swap the R8. Haven't enough things been LS swapped already? I mean, come on, guys. LS swaps are never as simple as you think. Everyone says just LS swap it, but none of the people saying just LS swap it have usually ever LS swapped anything. There is no world where cheap LS swaps actually exist. It's not ever as simple as it sounds. So, there we go. We went ahead and built all of our wheels and tires. All the tread faces the same direction. I'm pretty picky about models. Probably why I don't get into doing a lot of modeling. Okay, so the instructions here basically say take everything over here and just snap it in. It looks like every single thing snaps in except for the actual bottom of the model into the little metal chassis here. This is all metal, which is kind of cool. Gotta give them that. And this is all taped together. Question number 2 about the R8. Why don't you put a V10 in it? Well, also relatively easily answered there. No one has ever actually done that as far as I can tell. The consensus is it would be cost prohibitive and you don't know what you need to actually do that other than the engine itself and obviously the ECUs and the wiring harnesses and who knows what else. It could just be an outrageous thing once you get into it. So I need a complete donor car, which leaves me back at the point of having to buy another car just to try and V10 swap the car. It's not something as easy as just buying an engine. And also, I talked to that guy from Audi Kansas City when I was just getting random pricing, and he said the V10 was $40,000 instead of $20,000 if you have to buy a new one, or $25,000 that is. Man, these don't, it's not easy to snap these things in, is it? Right, so the headlights, they just slide right in the front here. Pretty cool. There we go. Just throwing the headlights in our die cast model here, if I can put those in the right direction. Everything does snap in. It's kind of cool. All right, and then these, it's the grille and the headlight lens here. That slides in next. Looks like that one goes here. And here's the rest of our giant front grille for the V10. It just snaps in, and I put it in. upside down, didn't I? All right, so let's snap that in properly. There we go. There's our front end, it's all wrapped up. Mirrors are in the model, so let's move on to our next question here. LS swaps are expensive, the V8's hard to swap, and why didn't you rebuild the engine? Well, the answer to that one is super easy, guys. I talked to about every shop in the country. Let's see, it all started at 2K. There was a car that matched the one I was buying sitting there, and of course I was at 2K with Underground, where we are basically every year. And Underground was like, yeah, don't buy a V8 car. And I was like, yeah, I did that this morning. And they were like, cool, you made a mistake. So I was like, whatever, you know, we expect this will cost like $4,000, something like that to get rebuilt. It's not gonna be a huge deal. I was still excited that I was getting my first supercar and couldn't wait. Of course, the car got here a few days later and I called Heffner. And after I talked to Heffner for a bit, he said, yeah, that's why I stopped building kits for the V8. That was pretty much the end of our conversation there. He said, it's a bad platform. You should not buy it. Then I was hanging out on the R8 forums and I talked to Ultimate PD over there. We got the wheels on our model. And he said, that engine can only handle 6 to 7 pounds of boost on a good day. Even the VF kits, which of course are super low powered compared to the twin turbo kits, blow the ring-wins out and the engine fails. And he's like, yeah, I built one before as well, and that one failed shortly after, and there is nothing you can do to the Audi V8 to make it hold any power. Of course, that's always exactly what you want to hear when you just bought a car. And, you know, I knew the consequences going into it. I knew it was cheaper, and I bought it just so we could do a twin turbo build on YouTube and have some fun. You know, I wanted it to be a project where you guys could really see a car come together and see a car that makes big power. Well, unfortunately, I don't think this car can actually make big power, but I do think it's gonna be a fun driver when it's done. We're gonna detune it and hopefully not blow it up again. Oh, this thing comes together fast. Look at that. There's our, as I start dropping parts all over, there's our side blades going on. Here's the upper side blade. This is the side blade upper with the gas cap. It's all carbon look. It all just kind of snaps into place there. There's our model, taillights, headlights. Man, this model is kind of fun to build because you just kind of toss it together and you're like, oh, it's done. Putting our gauge cluster into our instrument panel here and trying to get that into position so it's actually straight. That's a toughie. Spoiler going on, and at this point in my Audi R8 V8 ownership, I had called just about everybody and tried to find out everything I could about building this engine and options we could pursue to try to get this done. And of course, I had seen that Ultimate PD had built the engine before. That's why his advice about not touching my engine was so valuable. I mean, I got quotes from people. The quotes were around $20,000 just to build one. Every single part's custom made. I mean, what else do you need to know other than like the pistons have to be custom made and you gotta buy 8 of them. That's insane. And everyone said at the same time, if you build it, it'll break again. And that's about all you need to hear to dissuade you from building an engine. All right, I'm installing the adhesive mirrors into the little plastic mirrors on the model. Now we can have a little rear view action right there. Seems relatively cool. And it looks like everything is in place now. This interior sets right onto this. It's got some pins that hold it together. The pins go right there and right there. Okay, there's our rolling chassis with some seats. I'd love to drive the car like that. And the rest of the car just goes like that. This is like a 2-minute build. If you've ever done one of these snap together models before, it won't take you any time at all. This R8 is complete. It has Euro tags, but I really don't want to put them on there. There's they need some US tags that we could run on here. There we go, black on yellow, looks great. Sweet. Now that my new R8's built and ready to roll down the road, talk about whether the turbos are going back on or not. I don't know yet. Honestly, the plan has always been to put the turbos back on, but there are a ton of comments saying don't put the turbos back on and just enjoy the car. You know, I honestly don't care either way right now. Well, that's it. The R8 V10 model is built. My engine's on the way. Hopefully it's here soon. Hopefully we can find a forklift to pick that up too. I know everyone commented about that. I've never had to lift an engine into a truck before that was brand new from a dealership, that is. Plenty of used ones, that's not a big deal. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that gave you some insight on why I bought a brand new engine instead of trying to rebuild it. Please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. I really do like this model. It's pretty cool and looks like another car that's out in the driveway.